Alrighty, welcome back. Today we're going to be doing something a little bit different. This is not a guide, this is not a speculation video. This is going to be a different type of video where we celebrate a character, and in this case it's going to be the one, the only Gohan. Now you might be asking, why are we doing this video? Well, when I'm recording it, today is May 8th, and that is Gohan Day over in Japan. If you don't know why it is Gohan Day, it is simply the pronunciation of 5 and 8, which translates to Gohan, so May 8th. It's going to be the same thing for tomorrow with Goku Day, so if you're wondering why tomorrow is Goku Day, that is why. So, what do we have here? We have a team consisting of all different Gohans, forms from the series, all of that fun stuff from movies, anime originals, and all that fun stuff in between, Z. And what we're going to be doing in today's video is not necessarily focusing on the gameplay or the character kits. We are going to just be talking about the character within themselves, so it's going to be like a little bit of a fun kind of discussion video, and I'm going to leave the discussion up to you in the comment sections below. Please let me know, what are some of your favorite Gohan moments? What do you think of the character? Is he your favorite? Is he your least favorite? All that stuff in between, but specifically how I want to start this video is just go into some event. I'm thinking we just go into something that's not too crazy. Again, we're not looking to run the table here with like the hardest fights in the game. I just want to talk about Gohan because he is an iconic character to the Dragon Ball name, and I figured now would be a better time than ever to do so. So let's go ahead and do, I don't know, we'll do an old Red Zone stage while we talk. How's that? Let's do the Dismal Future stage. We'll do this one. Now that I think about it, this one actually might be kind of tough, but we'll see. We'll go ahead and lock in. We'll bring an Usher just in case, you never know. And let's go ahead and get started. So, I think the first thing I want to do is give my opinion on the character themselves, and I think Gohan is a very interesting character, right? And I know that sounds like kind of a baseline thing, but what I think he brings to the table is something where he's kind of had like a, I don't know if muddy is the right word, but a sort of interesting development as time has went on, right? Where with Gohan, you've seen a character who a lot of people have viewed as untapped potential, but that is kind of the epitome of who he is, right? With sort of the innate power that he doesn't really like to activate unless he absolutely has to. And obviously, when he does unleash that power, you see things that you've never seen before. You think about the Beast form, you think about Super Saiyan 2, you think about what he did on Namek when, like, Frieza pissed him off. Just a lot of different things. Raditz, when, leave my daddy alone, all that fun stuff, what he says to Raditz in the dub, right? I think that's a really cool concept, right? I really like the characters that, it's cliche and it's neat. It is really cliche for the character to be like, gets a big power up when angry. But I think Gohan is an example of good execution for this concept where he sort of, he is really against fighting, right? That is like, it's the last thing that he wants to do. And a lot of people don't like that about the character, where they say, I wish that, he was more badass, like this version of future Gohan that we're looking at, right? Where, if you think about the character himself, it's like, oh, Gohan is always fighting to survive every day because he has this, group of androids terrorizing where he is from. And okay, Gohan is not built for this, but, you see sort of like this version of Gohan who's always in a state of like, not even despair, but, concern, and has somebody to look after with Trunks, and has all these different things going on. And I think it kind of, leads to like people wanting, like they literally want his life to be like a living hell, right? Because he's more badass and looks cooler when he's fighting. When, at the core root of Gohan's character, it's always kind of been, I want to be a scholar and I want to go to school and all that. And like, is some of it because Chi-Chi told him to do that or something like that? Sure. But that's always been what he's wanted deep down, right? My boy just wanted to look at ants and, do his thing. And ultimately, I think it's good that he does get that. And I think Superhero did a good job of kind of conveying the breaking point, right? Where it's like, Piccolo was on Demon Time, forcing Pan to, or like, doing a fake kidnapping for Pan and all that fun stuff, and kind of manipulating him with Pan screaming out and stuff like that. And I thought it was like well done, because like how else is he going to get Gohan to kind of do that? But it's also like Piccolo is trying to pull Gohan away from, what he wants to do. But, to play devil's advocate there, I think you could also argue that Gohan needs to have like access to some of those abilities, because if he does not, then what is he going to do if he does end up needing to be a protector, right? What if he does need to have to fight an enemy of the caliber of Cell Max, of a caliber of the androids? And I think that's kind of what makes that's kind of the beauty of Gohan's character, right? Where it's always changing, it's always different, and it's like, I just think the concept of him being so much stronger than everybody else innately, just because of the way hybrids are kind of set up in the series, I think it's really cool. So that's kind of my initial thoughts of the character. Again, I can't say everything. This is not a character analysis or anything like that, but all in all, final thoughts on Gohan before we kind of move on to some of my favorite moments. Gohan, really like the character. Think he is a bit misunderstood, but all in all, just an absolute, like, just a fan favorite, just a lot of fun. Gohan is definitely one of my favorites within the series for sure. So, favorite moments. Let's kind of, I think we're gonna lose here, by the way. Depends on how much damage Gohan does, but, some of my favorite moments, right? If we start with the Saiyan saga, obviously the iconic scene of him, doing damage to Raditz, I think is really fun. Just because it's like, oh my god, like Gohan is not playing around, and it's like, look at how much damage this guy can potentially put out to an enemy if he needs to. And I thought that was really cool. Something else, just kind of moving on from there. I feel like a lot of the theme in here is going to be like when he gets mad and does something, but Namek Saga, I think kind of like the journey that he has to Namek with Bulma and Krillin is kind of fun, and sort of seeing his development throughout the series. Obviously, his training with Goku in the Hyperbolic Time Chamber, him, kind of, what's the word? Him kind of getting mad against Frieza after the incident with Krillin, I think was really cool, and I was a fan of that. But it also kind of, I had a train of thought, and I like somehow completely lost it. Right. I think it was a really good, like, I love the way that Toriyama kind of planted the seed for Gohan to be what he was, right? And that was shown in stuff like Namek, where he is putting up a fight and kind of like doing a little bit of damage to Frieza, a character that seemed, invincible at the time. Like, how the hell are we supposed to stop this monster and stuff like that? And Gohan gets angry after seeing what happened to Krillin, and he is able to do that. He gets angry after seeing what happened to Mr. Piccolo, and he's able to do that, right? But like, transitioning to the Cell Saga, I love his training in the Hyperbolic Time Chamber with Goku, where you really kind of get to see that father and son interaction that you don't really get to see throughout the series, because Goku is spending a lot of his time, either dead or, fighting these threats that are trying to take out the whole universe, trying to take out the world, trying to take out everybody that he loves and stuff like that. And that's where, Gohan is kind of like the big root of Goku being the bad dad, right? That meme's kind of been run into the ground. But, we'll save that for the other video. We're going to do a Goku video, like, right after this. But, obviously, Gohan with the Cell games, that's his magnum opus. Like, it doesn't get any better than that for Gohan for me. The Super Saiyan 2 transformation, I've talked about this, is probably my favorite moment in the series now. Like, well, I've really had some time to think about it, and I think that is, like, ultimately what I think is my favorite kind of scene from him, right? The transformation into Super Saiyan 2, and then specifically for me, it's the sequence where he shows Cell, like, it's that whole thing where he shows Cell what he's all about in that moment, right? Where it's like, okay, you did this, now I'm going to show you. Watch me literally one-shot and explode the Cell Juniors, and then if that wasn't enough, let me watch it just completely humiliate you, humble you in this moment, and then that is, like, and, beat the ish out of you, for lack of a better term, right? And that is what he does. And the whole, like, dynamic with him changing, and this is also one of his character flaws, where he wants, when he gets in this vengeful mode, he wants his opponent to suffer. He wants to do all this, and he has, like, a big change in character, which is a flaw that is consistent throughout the series, right? He's not someone that just takes care of business. Now, in the case of Cell Max, it was a little bit different, but with Super Saiyan 2, I really think this is kind of, like, exacerbated and shown in the best way, with his best transformation, with the best scene for it and all that, and really just kind of put him to that next level. But in the Buu Saga, obviously the same kind of thing happens with Ultimate Gohan, where he fights Buu, and then obviously can't get the job done because Buu is kind of messing with him, and then he absorbs Piccolo and Buu Gotenks, and then that kind of gives him a thought. But the aura that he shows when he arrives on the battlefield to fight Super Buu is obviously next to none. Fight you? No, I want to kill you is a crazy good line. And now I don't remember if he says that in the sub, but in dub, they definitely crushed that line, because I grew up on the Dragon Ball Z dub, so that's more of what I'm used to at this point. But I just think it goes to show you how badass the Gohan is, and that line is so good. So, yeah, Buu Saga. Moving on to Super. Yeah. Super, I don't like how they handle Gohan's character, especially in the Tournament of Power. Now, I think the manga, it does a phenomenal job. Not a phenomenal job, excuse me, but I like how he kind of gets a fight against Kefla. It kind of puts Kefla more on that level that people would not be so upset about her with, where it's like, okay, we have this character Kefla where she's doing all this funky stuff and taking out UI Goku and all that, and then it's like, okay, and then we kind of dial it back a little bit, and it's like, all right, let's lock in here and kind of refocus our attention, right? And that is ultimately what we get, where it's like this version of Gohan is able to take out Kefla in the manga, which makes a decent bit more sense, but really, Gohan's magnum opus is shown in Superhero, you know, going beast and all that. Just an absolutely, like, super well done thing where you have, like, the callback to Super Saiyan 2 Gohan from the Cell games and all that, and it just really is a very good encapsulation of the character. It just goes to show you that he still had it, and it was, like, just a really good way to kind of show it off, right? But that's what I think about Gohan, obviously in celebration of Gohan Day. Another kind of kicker for this video was the Tech Gohan EZA. If we want to talk about the movies, he's kind of fun in the Dead Zone. I like his role in the Second Coming of Broly. Obviously, the first Broly movie, he's just kind of a punching bag, but him kind of being the lead of the second Broly movie is obviously dope. And then his butchering, you know, his role in Revival of F, we're not going to talk about that, but let me know down below, what do you guys think of Gohan? Do you like the character? All that fun stuff. What's your favorite moment? Do you agree with me? Obviously, I can't do everything. This would be an hour-long video, but like I said, let me know all that fun stuff down below. We're going to do a quick member shout-out, but next, until then, I'll see you in the next video. Alrighty, members. Big shout-out to all of you. As always, the process is the same. Big shouts out to Rylick, James, Macker, White T Steve, Anto, Wet Towelettes, The Demon, Wanix, Joao, Shafted, Ashish, Scar, James, and Raudo. Big thank you to all of you for supporting the channel further. Obviously, it is greatly appreciated. If you want to become a member of the channel, click the link down below in the description. And if you would also, you get all these exclusive perks, like access to the community Discord. You get a role in the community Discord. You get early access to specific videos. You get viewer-requested videos. And you also get a special shout-out when you join, as well as a shout-out in every single video going forward. So, thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. Stay tuned for the Goku theme video, and I'll see you all in the next one.